Hi there and welcome to a new video. In this one I want to quite quickly go over which is better to design 3D levels, if I are to use GridMap, okay, or to directly just use the usual snap, okay. So first of all, let's start with the GridMap that I already have one set up. So how this is done is that first you create a mesh library. Basically, in a brand new scene you directly drag and drop your different models, your different tiles will be in 2D, and you go to scene, export as mesh library, okay, and then you basically load this in and then you modify the cell size as needed. So after that this is done and you can start drawing your own stuff. So it is quite easy, the setup. But for most people, it comes a problem when it comes to actually using this. Now, I am using currently 4.4 Dev 5. They're having lots of improvements to the grid map in these versions. If you compare this interface with 4.3, you will see that, well, all these are maybe a little bit more hidden. But, well, it has improved, but I believe that it is not as good as it could be, because for example, I know if I have this track over here and I want to paint it, I have to go to the paint tool and I will be able to for example start painting right over here, okay, if I said this correctly. But for example, here I would love to zoom in a little bit. So if I wanted to zoom in, I have to do this, then right click, then do this, and here I am, okay. So because what actually happens, okay, is that if I, for example, want to use WASD while right clicking, okay, as you can see, like the model starts to because with W you go to the erase, so you change the tool that you were using, and also as you can see this is kind of rotated, because with A you rotate the X, and with S you rotate the Y, and with D you rotate the Z. So with the controls that you normally move in 3D, here they are overlapping the shortcuts, so this is of course not good. So I will try to get this right, something like this. Oh, I pressed W and I shouldn't be pressing the W. There I have it, okay. And if I want this to match perfectly, okay, I think that it has to do with the Y size. So if I set it to 0.5, there I have it, okay. So there it is. As you can see, it's not that bad, but the worst thing about this is how to move it, because if not, you would have to like press outside of it, okay, and well then reposition the camera, and here once again you would select it and do whatever you want, which is not that bad. Or for example, to use top view, I've seen so many people using top view, and once again it's not that bad because you can do everything with the right click, but well, it is not enough. Of course, you can still go to editor settings, and in shortcuts you can modify this stuff, okay, but well, you have to find here the option or look up for it, think of another shortcut, so it is extra effort. And don't get me wrong, GridMap in general cases, when they are optimized and you actually, for example, learn your own shortcuts and you have your own workflow, they tend to be much better than snapping, okay, because they do allow you to build things a little bit faster in general cases, of course. So now that you have a basis of the GridMap, I want to quickly go over snapping, okay, that is the most used tool, I believe. So first of all, let me look here for some kind of straight road piece. Well, as you can see, if you look for straight, there are like a dozen of them. But anyway, I will, for example, use this one, okay, and I will put this in 0, 0, 0, and I will drag and drop this other one, for example, over here, and let's reset it as well. So well, how you do this, you turn on snap and you start moving this, okay, as simple as that. So as you can see, no setup needed. And you can also go to transform, configure snap, and in this case it is snapping 1 unit when you are moving. So if I go to here this and I move it 1 unit, well, from, as you can see, 3, and here should be 2, 1, 0, -1, etc. But you can make this bigger. I don't know, if you want this to make it 3, well then it is going to be 3 this time, as you can see, 3, 6, etc. And this also applies to rotations and scaling. So if you use the rotate tool, well then in this case we would be rotating 15 degrees. So I will rotate here in the X, as you can see it goes from 15 to 15. And well, the same thing with scale and everything, okay. In this case it scales from 10% more. So 1, the 10% is 1.1. So we should go actually to 1.1. So there we should have it. So, well, I don't think if this is actually correct. Let me check. No, because I wanted to do it in the X. There we have it. 0.5, 0.6, 0.7, 0.9, etc. So well, as you can see, it is like easier to set up. And so I believe that you have more control over, because well, you can super quickly here, you don't have the problem of moving the camera around or anything like that. But well, when you want to add something new, well, for example, you have to drag and drop it over here, okay, and then well, you have to bring it where you want it, etc. So well, there are still lots of cases in which this is not like the best thing to use. But well, I still believe that for easier prototyping, if you are just doing something quick, I wouldn't really use GridMap because it does require some extra setup. But if you're doing like actually a game that you want to sell, or a game that you actually want to like build a lot, and you want to create a massive project, and you are going to be building like hundreds of levels inside of the Godot editor, well, then I would really try to focus on having a good shortcuts flow inside of the GridMap, or wait until they fix those kinds of things. And also that you start learning the shortcuts, that they aren't a lot, they are just maybe 5, 6, 7 shortcuts at most, and then you would be able to actually use GridMap. But it does require much more practice than just turning on snapping and start putting your things around. So well, that's why I wouldn't recommend it for either a beginner or for just a super quick and simple prototype. But anyway, let me know, what do you think in the comments down below.